Welcome back to our channel, everyone. This is Miss JT, and we are here once again to talk about your favorite stocks. And on my title, I posted um, blue chip companies or Basura stocks. Where is the real money? So I think that's a discussion that is really going to be very interesting tonight. So I'll just wait for you guys. I'll wait for our friends from Facebook. I'll also share our link to them so they can join us. Give me a few seconds, okay? I'll just post this in our page. There you go. Nope. Okay. All right. We have just invited them. Let's wait for our viewers. Good evening, guys. So, all right. So, in tonight's discussion, I'd like to invite everyone to also join me and share your thoughts. Okay, maybe you are currently active in trading the Philippine market, either way, be it in the Philippine market or the U.S. market. So I've posted a question: where have you gained so far for those people who are actively trading? Have you gained a lot of revenue in trading secondary stocks, or in layman's term, basura stocks, or you've gained a lot in your trades in blue chip companies? So when we say blue chip companies, these are the companies listed in the index, like the major ones. Okay, you have Jollibee, Metrobank, BDO, SM Ayala. So these are the blue chip companies. Okay. So I was watching some YouTube videos the other day, and I just saw this guy. I forgot his name. I'll look for that guy, and then I suggest that you also watch his videos. He's an immigrant from China who went to the US on a student visa, and because his main language is not really English, that's why he found his own line of interest, and that is the stock market, because this is more of math and heavy on analytics. So that is the field he explored, and he is pretty much successful in it. His name is Steven Dux. So he was able to grow his $27,000 into more than $3 million. So he also has a YouTube channel, and I'll post this in our channel.
What's up, guys? Steven Dr. So today's topic will be what type of patterns being outdated since I started trading. And
Hi,
a lot of people have been
Rose.
asking me that for the last couple months.
Okay,
So I
we'll
decided to
review
do
your
a video
stocks.
about it,
I
and
just want you
there
to
is some
be
patterns that are already
inspired
outdated,
tonight.
some of the pattern that doesn't really exist anymore. So I will be
Check out
focused
this
on today's
video.
what pattern has been changed, what pattern needs to be
This
modified.
channel.
Before I start the video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. Also click the link in bottom to follow me on
that
social
guy,
media. So let's get into the video. So today I'm going to
he
focus on the
just
top 3
shared
patterns that's being
his best
outdated and needs to be
practices on what
modified.
kind of stocks
Now let's
he
go over the
would
first thing. So a
normally
lot of people are
trade.
asking me, well,
And
there's few patterns on
just a
OTC market.
disclaimer,
There's OTC dip
he
buy, there's
has
OTC first right day
almost
short,
all the time,
and it's very
even though
difficult for them
he
to really
is
find the
currently
correct pattern for them to
studying. From those
focus on,
videos
because
I've
that was
watched,
one of the patterns
he
for
was a
Gurtani, there's
student at the
patterns
same
for
time. All
other
his free
traders that
time
worked
he
for
would
them
use
back in
it to study the
2015 or
stock market and trade the
2016.
market.
At that
So in
time,
other words,
OTC
in
breakout worked
terms
really
of
well,
his
and I do see a lot
time,
of
okay,
OTC
he
breakout
has all
back
the
in the days,
time
but now
to
I don't really
spend
see
for
them
the
anymore.
stocks.
this is the frequency
trading the
problem.
stock market.
Back in that time, there's a lot
he
of
was able
promoters
to really
and email
gain
promotions
a
and
lot
phone promotions
trading
at that time
secondary
as well.
stocks or
And
the low
I
cap
think the closest ticker that I
companies.
traded on was
Because
CVSI.
these
That one was
companies
an
have
OTC pump and
very
dump. It's a
erratic
CMA one.
movements,
It's not a
highly
good
volatile.
pure pump and dump.
It can
So for
swing
that
from
one, OTC did out really well,
1000%
and
to
OTC
even
parent worked
500%
out as
in
well.
just one day.
To now,
Unlike in the
2018,
Philippine market,
2019,
we
I have
have a
been majorly
maximum of
focused on
50%.
NASDAQ. OTC is kind
If
of,
the
well,
price
they don't happen
moves
that
by
often anymore.
50% higher
So a
or
lot of people
lower,
are
then that's the
watching
maximum for the
the
day.
courses
In
or
the US
educational
market,
courses on
the
OTC
Basura stocks or
market.
secondary stocks,
And I wouldn't really suggest
it
to
can go
focus on
extreme.
that because
So
that
that's
teaches
where he
you,
had
well,
a
how to
lot
really
of
find promoters and how to really
wins,
find their
especially
emails
because
and
he's
how
more
to
confident in all
know
his
when it's going to
trades.
down. But now,
He was
when you're
really
trying to
able
find
to
that type of stuff, it
grow
also takes a lot
his
of time to
capital
learn. When you learn it,
more
and the
than
pattern
what,
only
from
happens about 2 or 3
$27,000
times
to
in a
$3
year,
million.
it's not going to be worth it for you
But
to
talking about
spend 10
investing,
hours, 12 hours
if
to
you're a
really
person who really
know.
do not have the the time,
It's not really worth it
and
for you to spend
heavily
10 to
rely
12
on
hours
the
to really learn
fundamentals
that
of a
pattern
company,
and to go back in
on
time
a
and play
safer
that
side,
same
blue
day
chip
stocks and
companies
practice
for
for,
me
who
is
knows,
still
12 or 20 times.
highly
Now, that's for
recommended.
OTC. OTC market doesn't really exist
Number
anymore.
one, you don't
So
have,
if you are
let's say,
trying to
you don't
learn
have the
OTC
skill
courses,
yet.
I would really
Number
recommend
two, you
it.
don't have the time.
Now, let's follow
These
with
are the two
NASDAQ
components
patterns.
that we really
Now,
have
the
to
top 3
take into
patterns that I
consideration.
have found that have been changed
So
for a
that's
while.
my 2 cents
Well,
for
first
tonight, but let's
is
go
first
back to
red
the
day.
main
Now, a lot of people
objective of this
watched my
session.
previous
We are
interviews
going to review your
and
stocks and
they
grows.
say, oh,
Thanks for
well,
hanging in
first
there.
red day do
I
have
will now
86
go
winning
to
percentage
our
as a pattern. And followed
first,
by
let me
the
just
86
set up
winning
our
percentage,
chart.
there is a different market cap zones for first red day. For example, XAET,
Okay, so
when it showed the first red
let's
day,
check out
right here.
AXLM,
And on this
GFC,
day, it
and
didn't really
Inali.
go red because it opened up around
AXLM.
609, closed around about $5-ish. So it didn't
wrong.
really go below 5.
We're
This
on
is
a
the
daily
pre-first red
chart.
day, and this is the first red
Okay,
day.
so
Now
we are
take
still
a look
triggering the
of
lower
after first
Bollinger
red day,
Band.
because the pattern that we always
However,
being
your
taught is you want to
RSI is already
short
giving
after
us
first red day
advanced
because the
signals,
stock
but
starts to
again,
get
because
bearish.
we're still
On
triggering the lower band,
the
we're
stock
not
went
yet safe.
from, well,
It might
2
still
to
continue
6,
to
of
go
course, is
down.
overextended.
But
And
look, your
after first
RSI
red
is
day, the
already
stock
there.
didn't really
So
break the
let us
previous day
say,
low.
let us
Now,
see
this is one of the patterns
if it
that
will create a
completely break
stabilization
the first
around
red
this
day rule.
area.
It's because, well, first, for
Okay,
first red day,
so
as
first
long as the pattern
stop,
is
second
overextended,
one, and
which we
third one,
always
it stopped in
learned
the
back in
same
the
area,
days, if
as
the
you can
stock
see
is
here.
up about 200-300%,
So
400%,
let's check
doesn't
if
really matter
it
about
will
days.
create a stabilization
Now,
there. Ideally, if
today,
you see an engulfing
for first
green
red day to be able
candlestick,
to work,
maybe tomorrow,
first it needs to
that will be
extend
a
at
good
least 3
sign
days.
that we are now
So
bouncing.
for XANT, you already extended 2
Next
days,
is
which is
JFC.
October 25th and October 28th. Stock went from 2 to 5, then 5 to 7, and it only spiked up 2 days.
Okay.
In 2018, the stock needs to extend 3 days for the first red day to be able to work. So for XANT especially, when you are using first red day pattern, you need to be really careful. It's because when the stock already shows you first red
let's
day
talk
and it's
about
not extended
JFC.
for 3 days or above, then you
Interesting.
can't short into after first red day. Now, just look at it. If
So
you short
you
after first
are
red day,
now
let's say you
forming
shorted
an
into this
ascending
bounce
triangle
and
here.
470, and you get squeezed into 520 and
There you go.
down back to
Okay.
480. So
So
if you
let
stay
us
for a
see if
whole day, you
tomorrow
won't be able to make any
most
money,
of the action
and
happens on
maybe
the
take a
upside
small
here,
loss
then
as well.
we can say
That's for
the next area that
XAET.
this
Same
stock
thing goes
will
to
really challenge
ARGX.
is
Now this
our
ticker actually
MA20
extended
line.
for a few
But
days.
it's really going to
The
be
stock had the first green day,
a good sign once
1,
we
2,
start
3. So
above
that's 3
the
consistent green
198
days
level, and
followed
most
with a
of the action
red
happens on
day.
the upside.
Now after this
Now, if it
first
will
red day, the
still
stock
linger
did
within the
panic,
triangle,
not that much.
so I would have to say
Take a look
just
at this.
observe first.
So the
Don't
previous
take
data is
action. In fact,
1.9. So when you're shorting
yeah,
your
don't
first
take
red day,
action
you
yet
always
because we're
short
not
into a bounce.
100% sure if
Now let's
this
assume you short into
will break
2.32 and
this
cover into 1.9,
green
which you
line over
make
here, because if it
a
ends
little bit amount of
outside
money.
and let's say
Now
most
this
of
is
the
another
action
example
happens
for
below
first red
that,
day
it
that
might
extended
go
over 3
back
days,
to
and it
the
worked pretty well,
183 or
but there's not
185
much risk
level.
reward.
Okay, so just
Because
wait and see.
if you take a look
Just
at the
draw the
extension
triangle
overall,
and check if
the stock
where
went
the
from
where
1
the
to 3,
sentiment
which is
is
only 300%.
by tomorrow.
XAET went from 2 to 7. It's around 300%, but this one
Just
takes about 2
checking,
days.
is it still
ARGX
noisy
takes
in the
about
background, guys?
3 days. Now, just by observing those two different tickers, ARGX needs more extensions, and the days are
Okay,
sufficient enough
one
to
moment.
use first red day. For XAET, the extensions are enough, but there's not enough days. For future-wise, we are looking to short into first red day. You need consistently, well, 3 days above, and it needs to be over 300%. Because we are looking at ARGX, the maximum reward, which is
Okay.
from 230 to 190,
Is it
that's only
still?
about 40 cents divided by 230 to 40.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I think that I played the Steven Ducks video. Sorry, sorry. Okay, there. Okay, I think it's already gone. What's a noise in the background? Okay, all right. I think that solved it. I accidentally played one video. Okay, so I'll just quickly repeat what I just said. Just draw that triangle. You now have an ascending triangle for JFC. So check the sentiment tomorrow if most of the action happens above the yellow line or below the green line over here. Then that will define the next movement of the stock. Okay, and if it goes above it, above the yellow line, the next thing that it will challenge will be your MA20 line. Okay, thanks Ethel. The next one is Meg. Okay, Meg. Wow, still not safe for Meg. We triggered the lower Bollinger Band again, although we slightly ended within the Bollinger Band the previous day, so we're not yet done with the downtrend for this one. Let's go back test. Where could be the next support? Okay. Yep, over here. Let's draw a line here. So let's check what happens when it reaches this level. Okay, so that is the next area you would like to check. We're now on a weekly chart because on a daily chart it's really far. Um, okay, so the reason why I said that is because of this. Some consolidation that happened here, previous resistance that became a support. Okay, so those are the key areas. So this is a key area to watch out for. Let us see once it reaches 410, because I feel that it will still continue to go down. When it reaches 410, now the next thing you need to do is observe how your RSI behaves. Let's look at this. We're still on a downward direction for our RSI, even on a weekly chart. No signs yet. So let's just wait and see some more. Okay, don't buy some shares yet because you might even get this at a much lower price. So that's how I position it, and that's how I do my mind setting. When it goes down, it's really for me the market giving me a chance to haggle at a much lower price. Okay, Ali's next. Thank you guys for joining me. It inspires me to talk about this every single day when I know that I have you joining me, so we learn this together. It's a journey. Okay, for Ali. Okay, so you had a very promising move for the past how many days? 5 days. So I would just say that this stock is just resting because it's not forever that we have an upward trend. So I would have to say we watch and see how this stock behaves once it reaches this level, just in your MA20 line. Okay, and why did we plot it there? Of course, number one, your MA20 can also act as an area of bounce. Number two, you have this resistance that became a previous support that became a resistance over here. So it might also go there and challenge that. Hopefully it just bounces. Now on a short-term basis, if you want to know how to use uh, what do you call that again? This one, our Fibonacci retracement. So if you want to really know where will the next possible bounce is, you can do this. Okay. Okay. So these are the key areas to watch out for. Mhm. There you go. So we were able to plot it from this point, the lowest point. You can also expand it on a much longer time frame. I mean, you can use more candlesticks, but my focus is just for this one. From here to the lowest point, from the lowest point to the highest point, it's body to body. Where does the line fall? So the next possible area of bounce is, actually we're still close. We have it, the next one, actually the red line here has already been broken. So the next possible line according to the Fibonacci retracement would be 45.50, but the line we created is 45.68, so it's somehow near. So if you really want to be more conservative, use the 45.50. Now if that gets broken, the next possible area of bounce would be the next line, of course. Okay, so but according to the concept, if it goes lower than the 0.618 level, then you can say that it is now going to really go down. It's on a downward trend, but anything above that could be a possible area of bounce. Okay, now, and that is for rows. Okay, the next one would be for amps, DMC. Tara, I'll check MPI for you. DMC. Hmm. Let's see. So you already had that bounce the last time when we saw this volume. However, we were not able to retain it. Two things. It's possible that the downward trend is not over yet, or this is just testing the support that we have plotted here. So it's trying to create a stabilization in the support that we have plotted, the 6.25 level. Okay, this one said, here's the charger. Charger. Yep. Okay, just get the charger. Okay, so that's the support that we are seeing. So one thing we need to check here next is really to verify if indeed this is a possible there is a possible bounce that will happen soon. And to do that, we have to check, of course, your RSI. And according to your RSI, you're now gaining some momentum, slowly gaining momentum, while the price has landed on the same area 1, 2, 3 times. Then your RSI is also moving in an upward direction. So I would have to say, hopefully it doesn't go any further down, but this could already stand as a possible support. So check and see. If you want to get in, wait probably for a green candlestick, just to really be sure, because we might have, some sideways movement here before it goes up. We just need more volume. I bet this one here, there were a lot of traders who entered here and then just took profit here. How much is that? 7. 7 to 8%, or even they entered here around that level. So trader moves. MPI for Tara. Wow. So if you were able to watch my video yesterday, because I also watch my videos right after the market closes to validate my insights. I mentioned there in my video yesterday that we are going to experience some retracement because this candlestick over here yesterday is a sign of weakness. And wow, I didn't expect that it's going to be massive. How many percent was this? 9.9. So please wait for the perfect opportunity. Some people would be very excited to get in right away because they know that it's, this is 9.9%. It's already cheap. You've experienced an almost 10% discount here. But because we have triggered the lower Bollinger Band, uh, while it's true that it's already cheap, we don't know yet how far, how low it can go. Okay, so let's wait first for some more signals. Right now, your RSI does not show any signs of reversal, no bullish momentum yet. So where could it fall or land next? So that's the next thing we're going to plot here. What is this? Okay. Next possible area of support. So we look at it, screen downwards, and then to the left because we cannot consider these ones anymore because they're already above that line. So what we're trying to look for is a support. So screening it now to the left. So we landed here, okay, just in case. So that could also be a support, guys, but if you really want to be very, very sure with all your actions, you would want to wait for a green candlestick. Possible signs of reversal. So that, okay, that could be a support because of these, okay. I hope you can see it. When we checked it, there are some bounce and resistance that happened within the area previously, and we're on a weekly chart, by the way, okay. But the next possible area to watch out for, I'll remove this line over here because okay, I'll just create this line. The next area to watch out for would be this, slightly lower, okay. Okay, so let's go back to the daily chart. By the way, on a weekly chart, I see a little sign. Price is moving downwards. Your RSI is moving in an upward direction. But look at that. Yeah, okay. So it's already moving in an upward direction while the price is moving downwards. But again, we are on a weekly chart. So if you are in it as a trader, it might take some time before you'll experience that possible bounce, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So just be extra mindful. Now, if you go back to the daily chart, how does it look like now? Okay. So it won't be that far, I would assume. So the key areas to watch out for would be 3.89 and 3.89 and 3.75. Okay, so those are the key areas to check. But definitely, this stock is one of the blue chip companies we have. and it's really meant for long term. So just hang in there, wait for your right timing. I would assume overall this is already at a discounted price there. So those are your key areas to watch out for. SMPH and VDO for FL. Okay, so we're now triggering the upper band. I mean, most of the action is already happening on the upside, so I would still stick. So this line has never changed for the past how many days now, and yeah, used to be a resistance, and your MA20 line here is pointing upwards. If you can see it, do you see the line? Let me just hide it first. Do you see the blue line and then the orange and the yellow line? The direction is gearing towards an upward movement. So that would mean chances are we will see some more bullish moves for SMPH. Okay. Now for those people who want to play conservative, wait for the market to give you a chance at 39.55. Like what happened today. You know, there's a wick here. At one point it even reached 39.55 before it went up. Okay. Now, next one would be BDO. Okay, so this is a doji. Okay, when you see a line that's like a cross, it started at that price and ended at that same amount. That's a doji, meaning the market is undecided. It's like a tug of war. No one wants to give way. But again, when that thing appears at the resistance area, it could also mean something. Okay, like the market is having a difficult time now pushing the price upwards. So we are at a resistance level 4 video. So chances are, and you also notice your RSI is already showing some signs of weakness. That means we might see some retracement or what we call correction in the coming days. So be extra careful. If you really would like to get in this stock, I'd have to say this is the next area, 154.16. Wait for the price to give you a chance at that level before you get in. Because I feel that, for the longest time, this has already been moving. Most of the sentiment is really bullish since the start of the year. So it might rest for a while. BPI. You're welcome, Tara. Okay, for BPI. Alright, so we're bouncing now for BPI. When is the release? December 4. Okay, December 27 is the payout. Okay, so this is already bouncing, guys. Now, if you want to really be sure, this is the support that I see, the nearest support that I see. Okay, because I'm sure we'll have some red days and some green candlesticks in the coming days, but definitely it will just dance around the area before it goes up. And if the market gives you a chance at the 86, 85, that would be great. But we're now already bound to bounce for this one. This is this confirmation that that's a support. Okay, so this one too, there are significant stops at that area. So maybe, if you'd like to get in right away, probably 87.87 would be a good entry price as well, anywhere from that point to this point. That way you don't easily get kicked out if you have stop loss, if you use stop loss, right? Otherwise, if you're in it as an investor, I think this is just a minimal difference in price. So anywhere from here to here is already a good entry price if you're an investor. Okay, because you wouldn't really mind the small dips. Okay, hello Marco. Let's check out IDC for you. IDC is currently creating a stabilization around the area where it is at right now. So for 3 days, price landed on the same area, and also here, this was a support as well. So I'm thinking it will first create a stabilization at that level. This used to be a resistance over here, and it became a support eventually. Now, all you have to do is probably wait for a green candlestick. If the price starts at around 398 tomorrow and most of the action happens on the upside, then that is just merely stabilizing at that area. But if we experience a breakdown in price, you'd know right away on the first 30 minutes or the first hour of the trading day tomorrow. You'll see that because most of the action will happen below or lower than 3.97. Okay, so just wait and see. CHP from Like Cup. CHP. Oh, this is a breakdown in price. You had a stabilization in this level previously. Price landing almost in the same area. But you had a breakdown in price. So where could be the next possible stop? Hmm. Could be this, right? Yeah, this area. The next possible support that I see is, let's just move that here. This. Okay. The reason why I said that is because of this one and this one too. Okay. So let's check. So once we plot this, the next thing we need to check is your RSI. Price is moving downward, so we want to see an RSI that's also moving in an upward direction. Okay, there is a slight. Okay, so yes, it's a little higher. From this point to this point is a little higher. So that means, well, this price is moving downwards. Okay, so I would have to say it won't be that deep anymore before we experience the bounce. So these are the two key, not this one anymore because we broke that. So 2.14 is the next possible support that we are eyeing. Now we have to check if it does not break. Hopefully it doesn't break that level. Otherwise, the next possible movement of this price is sideways for a few days, something like this, something to this effect, like consolidation for a few days before it bounces. Okay, at least we already have an area of focus. Let's check out Bloom for Ethel. For those of you guys who have not subscribed to our channel yet, um, my only request is please do subscribe so we are always inspired to consistently give our insights every day. Yep, and join me every night in our live. Okay, now look what we have here for Bloom. We just broke the MA20 line, and this is not a good sign because this would mean potentially we'll have some more downward movements for this stock. So as we screen from where it is at right now, downwards and going left, I see a support in the 10.40 level. Okay, 10.39. So this one stopped here, another one here for 3 days, also here, also here. So there you have it. That's your next possible support. Okay. So let's, once we reach that level, we are going to go back and check if you have good signs in your RSI. Okay. But if it breaks that, at least I'll give you the next possible stop. This one is slightly lower, but it's an area. So anywhere from 10.39 to use this area. There, use that area as the possible support. Okay, at least you have a wiggle room. From 10.19 to 10.39. So that is the possible area of bounce. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so any other requests? Then I can now go to all the stocks for those people who are not yet present with us now, and we'll just go back to our recorded session. They can at least check out the other stocks that we have reviewed. Okay, so we of course, this MPI is really interesting. I want to check the news. What do you think may have triggered this? No news. So interesting. What happened to this stock? Okay, one thing I've learned, I used to always watch or read the feed in our social media, like groups about their insights, but eventually I learned that some of them, a majority of them, are just hyping a stock and are not really very reliable. So I stopped reading feeds. I just rely on technicals and news. Okay, so we talked about MPI, BPI, BDO, SMPH, fruit. How are you, fruit? Okay, so it is starting to move up, but slowly. Okay, so you have a long wick on the upside, but at least it's green. I'd have to say this stock has now so far reached its true value, and I have to say it's around 1.43, around that level. So this is the support that I am making for fruit. Your foreign buying is already, or foreign investors are already showing some interest in this stock because it's already at a cheap level. Although we cannot see any indicators yet, but you'd know, right? um, the volume, we just need more volume for this one. Ali, we're done. DMC, we're done. Did we talk about ICT? Okay, still doing sideways for ICT, and you can do Darva's box here, like what we did last time. I have to do it right over here. So you can, if you want to do range trading, enter here, exit, enter at the lower line, and then exit at the top. Because we're still doing sideways. I think it's waiting for any catalyst or any news about um, ICT. Oh, what I had in mind is IRC. Subway is IRC, right? Not ICT. Okay. Next, MBT. Okay, still consolidating up there. This is still my resistance. Okay, and your momentum is already, your RSI is starting to weaken. But you can never tell. What if tomorrow price starts above 68.41 and then it triggers the upper band, then most likely you will have what we call a breakout play and a brand new wave will come out. Okay, so it's starting to, the market is trying to push the ceiling, which is your resistance, and then in some occasions that resistance can also be broken. You have foreign buying happening here, so you can never tell, right? The next one would be JGS. Okay, so we have a request from same setup as MBT for JGS. This is a resistance right now, and your momentum is also here, dying down in your RSI. And the like up also wanted us to check tech. See, your tech is currently trying to create a stabilization, and it's actually, I would have to say this is already a bounce, guys. Your volume, look at the volume, and then we have slightly higher than the previous day, so it's um, that should be okay if you want to get in this stock. So that one, so that was the bounce that we have been waiting for. So price stopped here and then it bounced. Price was going down and then your RSI is slightly moving upward. So, and overall, you're already at a cheap level. So chances are what I see here is that in the coming days, yes, you are already the sentiment is already moving in an upward direction, but because we're in the Philippine market, we don't really have that much of the volume, so it might linger in the area, meaning it might go sideways first. But if you would like, I'd plot our support in this level. Okay, let's use this as our support. Actually, let me draw a small triangle. That's the support. Anywhere from that area to anywhere from 4.85 to 5.10 is a good entry price. Wherever it is, actually, where it is at right now is already safe to enter. Okay, start accumulating volume if you are a big believer of tech. SEB. Okay, okay. If for SEB, it's now moving in an upward direction. So what I recommend for us to do here is this. This is what we call an ascending triangle. So I'm dropping some terms here, guys. So I just want to encourage you to do your research. Okay. So same rule applies. Use this line below as your possible support. Enter here if you'd like. And now just set your stop loss. If you're merely trading, okay? Um, if you're trading SAB, use this as your support and then set a 3, if you're okay with a risk of 3%, exit when it goes against your, when it negates your assumption. Now, if it moves upward, some people would use a breakout play. So let's say most of the action happens, like, let's say within the triangle in the coming days, something like this. They won't take any action yet. They will take action when the price starts here and most of the action happens up there. Okay, so some people would use that as a rule. Now, if let's say you enter here and then it goes down by 3%, cut your loss. There you go. So those are the different possibilities. Now again, always remind yourself, why are you there? Would you like to trade it or are you there as an investor? Overall, SEB is still, yeah, it's still doing that sideways movement up there. What about their revenue? Total revenue, okay, negative by 0.7, the 25.87%. Okay, so yep. So overall, look at that, still doing sideways on a weekly chart. So just follow the tip that I shared with you. Draw that triangle, and then observe what the movement is when it either goes up or down, right? So let's go back to, we talk about AC. AC, this is a bounce. This is higher than the previous one. Look at that. So I would have to say, oh, this is a weekly chart. But yeah, if weekly chart says it's already showing us bullish signals, then potentially it is. So you're now sitting at the MA20 line, which is a support for me because of this. Hold on, settings is too thick. Okay, let's have that. So this used to be your resistance, and now it crossed above the MA20 line, and then it stabilized at the MA20 level. So I would have to say you can use 826.95 or 830 as your possible support. So you can give it a try at that level, because overall you're already at a cheap level for this stock. There you go. And on your weekly chart, it also gave us that promising move. It's already a bounce. SM. Why can't I see my... Okay, SM. Is this SM? Oops, I just lost. Okay, one moment. I just refreshed my screen because I lost the field where I can type. Chart. Going back here. So again, for those people who just joined, please don't forget, subscribe to our channel so that you're always updated on our daily market insights. I'm also in Facebook, guys, for those of you who don't know yet. We are Invest in the Stock Market in Facebook. SM, be extra careful. It's not triggering the lower band. I mean, it just crossed the MA20 line, and it's starting to trigger that bearish movement. So the next possible area to watch out for would be your 1048 level. There. Okay, price hitting that area, 149. Okay, so that's the next possible support. It might maybe stabilize at that level before it jumps up again. URC. URC, we're not safe yet. Okay, but okay, your RSI is already giving us some good signs. By the way, you're here. Bullish divergence. Price had a double bottom, meaning it landed first here and then another one here. So while it did that, check your RSI. Does it give you a bullish divergence? It does, slightly moving upward. So what we needed to wait here is that green candlestick to end within the Bollinger Band and slightly higher than the last candlestick, then that should already be good. Okay, so that's already a good sign. Put this on your watch list. Universal Robina Corporation is a blue chip company. So, yeah, put this on your watch list and wait for that sign. JFC, we talked about it. Tell Tell is always giving us this latency whenever we click it. What about SecB? Wow, so slow. Okay, we talked about Meralco. Meralco is currently retracing, guys. We had that bounce, and then there's a big chance that it'll go back to the 314 level. That's a sign of weakness that we see here. Okay, 314.63. It might go back there before it moves up, something like this. Okay, but overall, I think the main story behind it is that this stock is just trying to stabilize, create a much stronger support at the 314.63 level before it goes up again. Okay, which is even better. We don't like erratic movements because chances are the next day you will also experience a sudden drop. A sudden increase in price will also have a corresponding reaction, which is a sudden dip in price. So we just, for me, my 2 cents on this is that I'd rather have this kind of movement than surprise me the next day with a red port. AP. AP is, let's just plot this as a support for AP. So if you want to give it a try, because it's already at the cheap level, imagine the drop from here to here. It's already at a good discounted price. So if you want to enter at around 34.03 level. So that should already be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a solid support, everyone. Okay. There's one over here. Let's stop there. So you do your back testing. That is your back testing. Solid support. Next would be, yeah, looks like we covered almost everything. Nickel. Nickel is taking some time to load, huh? What about AGI? I think we did AGI earlier. Okay, so AGI, let's also draw an an asymmetrical triangle here. So that will serve as your guide. Use this as your support. Yeah, there you go. That is your triangle. So if it breaks out of that green line, then you are safe. For it to be safer and more conservative, once the price breaks your MA20 line, some people will use that as an entry price. Enter when it starts higher than this, something like that. But if price starts lower than the green line here, down here, then that means you might have some more downward movement. Maybe the downtrend is not over yet, but those are your conditions. First, draw the triangle, and then check where the market sentiment is. If it will now start above the green line, then there you go. Uh, that's a good entry price. Enter above that upper. I don't know what to say. This green line above here is your kind of resistance. There. Okay. So I think that is it for tonight, you guys. Thank you for joining me. And for those who have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe for you to be updated in our market insights. And also share this to your chat group chats and your walls, and share this to your friends so that they start to show more interest in the stock market. After all, it's not that too scary, you know. Okay, so in the meantime, good night and happy Wednesday or Thursday. Thank you guys. Bye bye.